Hey everybody, this is Production Music Live. My name is Tom. Ableton released a new update recently, 10.1, with a lot of new features. So I've updated my default template, and if you're interested, you will find the link in the description and you can download the template for free. So let's start. Alright, so this is how it looks like, and let's go to the collection which was introduced by Ableton 10. You can see I have my live favorites, for example, here, and there you find stuff like Q8, compression, all the stuff you almost need on any track. And under live design, you will find the sound design kind of effect, maybe like resonator or grain delay. And a good feature is you can also rank them differently. All right, so those are just plugins, and also really nice is to have favorite samples already tagged with a color. For example, the Premium Volume 1, and I would just go and right click, or I can also just select something and hit 4, and I can also do this with almost any file that shows up here. And if you open up Ableton and it's just showing one color, go to edit, and then you can activate the other ones as well, or you can deactivate those folders here. We can see the first two tracks are sidechain tracks, small and large. Small is actually the same sample than large, but half as long. And why do I need two different lengths of sidechain triggers? Well, for example, if I have a nice pad sound, I might want to have this pumping effect of the sidechain, so I would take the large one. But sometimes using a sidechain is more a surgical thing when mixing, for example, and you don't want to have the audible effect, so you use a smaller one. All right, recording, you can see this one is moving. I only have to hit the record button and I'm ready to record something. The next one is called resampling, and resampling means you can record everything that is inside your current Ableton project. For example, you have a nice piano and you wanna like record it and then reverse it. Well, again, you just have to arm the track and then hit record. But here's another thing. As you can see here, we have selected extern out instead of master. Because if we record the signal inside our Ableton, we will record the signal after the master chain. So it might already been turned up in volume. Now, if you play the resampling track, it will go again through the master and it will be like twice as loud and unpleasant. Select external out and you will just skip the master. All right, so next one, reference. Well, you load in your reference track. Here you can see it's not going through the master, it's going external out. Your reference track is already mastered, so there's no reason to run your reference track to your master again. If I hit 1, the reference track is soloed. I hit 1 again and I hear my track, so I can switch really fast between my track and the reference track. And this is important because the faster we can switch between the tracks, the better we can perceive the difference. All right, so next one is the kick track, but I haven't loaded up anything here. Let's go to the next one, and this is actually the default when I go insert MIDI track. And as you can see, the first two effects are actually MIDI effects called pitch. You can find it here. The first one is pitched down an octave and the second one is pitched up an octave. So I have my VST instrument loaded up here, and I might, skip through my bass presets, for example, and then, the first one is an octave higher than the second one, and so it's just convenient to activate one of those pitch effects instead of going inside all the MIDI and transposing it up or down. Here is the first new feature of 10.1, the channel EQ. You have a low shelf and optional high pass as well. A simple bell, and you can choose to boost or cut, and here you can choose the frequency, and then you have a high shelf at the end. Let's deactivate other stuff. So we have a high shelf. This is a normal high shelf, and now this is really nice because this is what I've had to do manually all the time. Then we have NIC Q8. We have compressor loaded up, auto filter. Actually now sidechain is already in sidechain mode, and I can select between my two different triggers. And I pull down the threshold, and at the end I have a utility because I want to put my volume automation not on the fader on this one. Let's move on. This is the audio track. Again, channel EQ, it's pretty much the same. The next new effect from 10.1, it is the delay combination of the old filter delay and the simple delay. I'm really happy about this. Did not like the filter delay. And then we have again a sidechain, auto filter, and the utility at the end. So if you want to customize your audio tracks or MIDI tracks, you load in your effects and settings, and then you go on right click, save as default audio track. Okay, now we have a few return tracks. We have a drum, reverb, really short decay and small room size, a bit longer, something for leads, and then we have a really long one for more like effects. What I like is having this EQ in front already. This way I can manage more precisely what signal is going into my reverb instead of using this one here. And at the end we have always the sidechain again. Then we have a little delay with an auto filter, so we can also do some automations here. Our master track, we have an utility first, and we are in a 64-bit environment here, so it is not possible to clip the audio signal after the effects between, the output here, like something like this, to the master. As soon as we pull down the gain here at the same amount that we added, it will just sound perfectly the same. Actually, it is. You can test it, and it is the same signal, so there is no distortion. But of course, there can be distortion between one and another effect. So the actual chain, we will start with an EQ. We also find the mid-side EQ here. You can toggle between mids and sides. You can see sides have already in cut around 80. You can go up to almost 200, depends a bit on the track. Here we have two different compressor settings, and you want to add more punch. This means you need a longer attack and a shorter release time. So you will emphasize on, for example, the kick transient that is coming in here. And the opposite would be the sustain compression, and you have a quite short attack and you have a way longer release, and this setting is more equal to a limiter and will balance out your overall dynamic. And then we have the clue compressor, but we're using it kind of as a limiter. What you do is make sure you have the soft clip activated, and then you run your signal into this soft clip distortion. This way you can get your tracks really loud, louder than by just using a normal limiter. But of course you will have some artifacts, so it depends on the track. Check mono, check sides, and we have some spectrum at the end. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.